Okay everyone, so what I'm doing here is I wasn't really going to discuss this, but I'm going to go ahead here. So I have 100 and 200 cells. When I turn this thing off, take a wee minute for it to cool down. I'm going to bring out the other box of cells and I'll describe what I'm doing here. So in this box we have 60 cells, Samsung 50S, and they're double coated with these new barriers, these insulators. So there's a reason for that, but I'm not going to discuss that now. So we have 8 yellow cells here. So these yellow cells match up to. Okay, so I don't have the other box of cells here. Have to go get them. So what I'll do is go and get them. I don't even know where I left them, to be honest. I'll see if I can get them here. Okay, so here we have the cells. I wasn't planning to bring these down, I was just going to video finishing off these 28. Well, these 8 that I've done there now since I started the live stream. These ones is all done. So I'll just show you what I'm doing here. So in this box we have, let me see, we're missing, okay, so just forget about that cell. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just a spare. Right, so in this box we have, what do I see, 52. How did I get this right? Did I do them the wrong colour? No, I didn't, no. Okay. So in this box we have 52 black cells, 52 yellow cells, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24 spare. So just forget about these ones. So I want to see if I get this drawn or this image. So here we have the image of my bike, right? The frame, and I have built a capsule to hold these cells. But what I'm doing here is I'm forming 3 different groups. I have additional protection on there for a reason, and I'll discuss that in another live stream. But for now, I'm going to continue on. I need 80 black cells, I need 60 yellow cells, and I need 60 green cells. So these green cells are different from these ones. So if you look, I've coated these ones. So I done them last night, and I live stream yesterday morning, I think it was. Yeah, Sunday. Was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. I done these ones. Well, I done some of them last night. So when I'm doing these, I'm making sure that I'm doing them right. So I'm heating the creases first, and then I'm doing the ends, and then I'm pushing down on the ends to make sure that the wrap is nice and flat, so that I can attach the barley wraps, the washers, onto the ends. So okay, so we have 60 of these green ones done. There's 4 strings here of 13. That gives you 52. Add on another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 60 there, right? So we 60 green. Forget about these light green, they're just spare, right? So I'll turn this around. So what we have here now, 60 green. We have 52 yellow and another 8 there. So we have 60 yellow and we have 60 dark green. What I need now is, there's 52 here, so I need to make up to 80. So obviously that's 28. So there's I think there's 28 cells here, but I'll count them. 13 times 2, 26, add on. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. Yeah. Why do I have an extra cell? Okay. Anyway, so I have a spare cell sitting here, so I can take it out and put it over here. So we have 28 cells here now for this cluster of cells, the black. So the reason there's 80 black cells is because if you look at this illustration, right? When I start my first group of cells, they'll be black at this point. So there'll be an extra 20 cells on each battery bank. So the right bank and the left bank. Is that right? An extra 10 on each. So black, this is why it's badly coloured, you know. I'll go and get the other plans. They're better, they're black and white. Okay, I'm back. Right, so here we have the plans that I made. This is my battery pack, the plans for my battery pack. So I could have one pack on my bike, but I've decided to go with a 50 amp hour. So basically it's having two 25 amp hour battery packs in series at this point. Okay, so this is the top of my bike. So it'll sit this way. I might go get the capsule too, and I can show what I'm doing here. Don't know where it is either. Okay, I'm back again. I'm exhausted. So here's my capsule. So what I will be doing is just following these plans, and I will be placing the cells into the capsule to match. Well, there's four sets. There's four pieces of paper here. One set, but two different battery banks. So this is one battery bank, and this is the second one. And what I'm doing with the colours here is, well, it's not really, the colours there are to assist me building the pack, because it's kind of unique and complex the way it's set up, so it don't get mixed up. But it's not really for that. It's really to act, each one of those wraps is an extra sort of protection between the cells, so the cell grips don't short out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on here because it's getting late. I've only got 28 to do, and it'll probably take me maybe about 60 seconds each. So we have 100 and, what is it? It's 172, is that right? Done. And then there's 28 spare cells, well, more than 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 26. So I probably should have them laid out nice and neat here, but you know what I mean? It's hard to get everything right. There's too much going on. Right, so I might lay them out here. I can take them cells out of the box. I might do that actually. Hold on, let's see. So I'm just making work for myself. So on here we have 52, 52 black, 52 yellow. What I can do here is I can lift some of these cells out. So that's what I'll do, you know. Just so you can understand. Let me see. So I'll bring these ones over to their grip. When I say grip, just the coloured configuration that I've set out here. So there now we have 60 yellow cells and 60 green. I'm trying not to get any dust on them until I get them coated. So what do we see? Do you know what I'll do? I'll move these ones across. because the black will need extra room for the black. That makes sense, doesn't it? So I'll put these ones over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the cells are Samsung 50S, by the way. I'll get started in a minute again. So I'll put all the black in the same box and all the yellow beside each other. There's not going to be enough room for the last couple of yellow, but so initially I started with 2 colours, yellow and black. I decided to order green wraps too because just to make things easier. Why not? Because they were being coated anyway. Right, so these ones now can be shifted beside the black. I'm going to do these in a minute. Coat them. I don't want to chuck them out there in that quilt because they get all dust. There's a green one. Don't need that no more. So the capsule sitting beside me here. Next week I'll start building the pack around the other projects. Okay, so I'll shift these ones across too. So we need 60 yellow, 60 green, and 80 black. So that's 10 on each bank extra. Okay, there we go. There, look at that. We've got a wee symmetrical feature going on there. Right. So we have 60 yellow, 60 green finished. Thankfully. Okay, I'm going to get the calculator. No, I don't have a calculator, it's upstairs. No, I think I'm right. 80 black. I'll take this plastic out of the way. But they do need wrapped up again until I start building this. So we'll turn this round this way and I'll get started again here. So there we have it. We have 60 yellow, 60 dark green, and what do we have? 52 black. So 52 to 28, the green cell sitting beside it there will make up 80, and then I will be ready to build the pack into the capsule. Seen here. So I'm not using spacers, but I am coming up with a way of cooling the pack, forcing air through it. So this is a capsule that I created on my channel. It's made out of stainless steel. I'll set it here. So here we have the capsule that mimics my bike frame. So when I place cells into the pack, the cells will sit exactly as they would in the frame, only they will be sort of uniform or perpendicular to the frame, if that makes sense, to the axis of the bike. So they're not going to be sitting off, and they will also sort of be laid out the way they would be if they're sitting on a flat bench like this, because of this thick 3mm stainless steel plate sitting at the back here. Okay, so I'm going to get started again. So I think it's the first time ever done a live stream in the house, by the way. The other live streams are all done outside in the cold. Right, I don't need the capsule no more. I need to plug this phone on because the battery's dead, hey. Okay, we'll set the capsule away, right? And I'll get started again. So I'll bring these over for the view here. Right, where's all my gadgets at? So this is a wee stopper I've got made, a wee guide. They push the wraps so they're all sitting in the exact same position. So it's basically just a piece of timber and a screw, right? So you'll see me using that in 2 seconds. This plate is just so I don't burn my legs, obviously, and I have a flat surface to work on, much like a bench. Here we have the final wraps. So as I say, we have now 60 yellow, 60 green, we need 80 black, for the reason I mentioned there. For this configuration, this custom pack. So the pack will be air cooled. It's an experiment, as is the capsule, and the capsule will work very well. Right. Get over the boisies. Taking up all the room there, right? Get a wee bit more room. What I need now? The rag, the cloth. So we're going to do these 28 now and finish this. So the first thing I do here is give the cell a wee clean to make sure there's no dust or dirt sticking to it, because you'd see it through the wrap and it would look awful. Misalign the cells too if it was coarse enough. So working on the negative pole all times here. So the reason I'm working on this pole is because there's a different, this here sitting at a different height, this wrap. So it's not as deep at this end, and it's deeper at this end for the positive pole here. So now gently with the heat set at 300 degrees, I'm working from the middle to the outside, and again the middle to the outside, and the other side, working on the crease first, and not working in on the side because it don't want to look too rough, and then the ends. So pushing down on the face to make sure that it's sitting flat for the barley washers. And the final step here is giving the whole cell a wee heat to make sure that the wrap is pulling in nice and neat. And again pushing down, and that's finished. So, as mentioned, oh, my nail is cut. Oh, my nail just pulled off. Hold on. I need to cut that off. My nail's broke. It's boring me. Dear, dear. When I cut this off, it's annoying me. It's just ripped right off that rag. It's annoying. I'm gonna have to cut it. Why did that happen? Nightmare. That's a nightmare. I don't want that to happen there. Right, I'll start again. Just broke right off it. Got caught in that there and I pulled it. Right. Anyway. So we have 60 yellow, 60 dark green. They're all coated again. So I'm doubling up on the manufacturers for wrap for a reason, that I mentioned on the earlier live streams. So what I'm doing here now is I'm basically just finishing off the 60 black cells. So the colour that's set out here, the 3 different colours, is just to assist. Well, I fell down behind the hackle sofa there, but to assist this battery pack configuration. So it's bank number 1 and bank 2. This is only one bank, the F bank. So this is the right hand side of the bike. And there's the middle of the bike where you have your copper plates and an insulator between the 2 packs. So the 2 packs are identical, 2 36 volt packs, 50 amp hour. So I'll continue on here. Hopefully I'm on view. I just got to check here before I continue. I think I am. Right. Right, I'll get started again. So try not to crease the wrap when you're opening it. Using this guide to set the depth. And gently working on the crease first to the outside and from the middle to the outside. Making sure there's no dirt underneath the wrap. Well, because I'm having the cells touching each other, slightly. So now you just go around the cell gently with the heat, up close, quick blast, and pushing down on the positive end of the cell and the negative, making sure we have the wrap nice and tight, because especially on the positive pole, because I have to place body washers on this. So that's it completed. So if you tend to only heat, what do we see? I got one. I'll get the yellow because it looks coated. If you tend to only heat the cell at the face and the edge, the wrap tends to curl at the end slightly. So that's why I push down on it. You're not going to short it out because the manufacturer has like an insulator in there. So you're not going to short it to the body of the cell, the negative pole. So I've 30 left to do here. I'm just going to keep her lit now. I'll make sure it's in view here. So placing the positive pole in first, working on the negative side of the cell to set the depth. So what I'm not doing here is hitting the cell face on like this, because when the creases are there, because it would look very rough when you go to heat it, you know, uneven. So now I quick flush the whole cell. Again, pushing down on it to make sure it's flat. So the only cells I need to do are these bunched here, this grip. I'm going to go and put a t-shirt on. It's too warm, that thing going there. It's cooking me. But I got a t-shirt on. Right. Back at it here, back at it. Try not to knock the camera over. Right, I'll keep her lit to the end, sail now. So these will be placed into the capsule, maybe in a week's time, depending on what project I do on Saturday. What did I do with the block now? There it is here. The guide even. So the neater you get the heat on the sail, the neater the wrap will be. Or the more even you get the heat onto the crease even, if that makes sense. You'll see that you can, if you look at the crease, you can kind of tell the way that you move the torch along the sail, if that makes sense. So the whole sail now, quick flush here. Pushing down on the ends, making sure they're flat. For the barley, the ring. So every time you hear that noise, the sail's coming to the end, been finished. Making sure it's flat at the ends, a bit of heat, and pushing down on the stainless plate. I'm just hoping you can see everything here because I'm sitting sort of underneath the camera, underneath the stand. So giving the sail a wee wipe each time is important. If you want them to be perfect, with no dust on them. There shouldn't be no dust on them if you're on a new box, but like this, but the guide now. So I tend to go for the negative pole first. And there's a reason behind that. It's to make sure it doesn't pull too much away from this side when I do the positive side. Positive pole. It's like having a hot air, well it was hot air, a heater below you. The heat's rising here in the face. So the depth finder, piece of timber and a screw, adjust it to suit. So I have more of the wrap overhanging the positive pole. They match the manufacturers the way they've got the wrap on it. Pushing down on the end, mainly the positive pole, because there will be a barley washer placed onto this. So I will be using the high temperature epoxy glue. I will not be using hot glue to do this. And there will be minimal amount of glue placed onto the cells, so it won't be laggard. There's a reason for that. So if you can imagine the cells sitting in the way they're sitting in the box there with a gap up the middle of them, that's the way my pack will be built. Sorry, both packs will be built like a honeycomb effect. They won't be sitting, you know, I'll get plans here to show. They won't be sitting like this. You see that wee minimal gap? They'll be much more like this, with like a 10mm square, sort of 10mm diameter, say about maybe an 8mm or 9mm diameter circle. 10mm from the where the cells touch approximately. There'll be a square sort of running up between them. So we don't want them sitting tight. So again, depth finder. Pushing on the ends, heating the end first, then pushing on the ends, flushing the cell with heat. Whilst I turn it, obviously. Perfect. So if it was any dirt sitting on the cell, you would definitely see it through the black, because obviously the black being really shiny. Or even if there was a dent in the cell, which there is in this yellow one, this is why I'm not using it. There's a minor dent in that cell, and it's so small you just won't be able to see it there, but I'm looking at it there. I won't be using that cell because of that. It's minor, but it's not significant, it's not serious. So there's an act in this to get them right, to get them perfect. So we do the creases first. But if you have to make sure you have the heat sort of run the heat parallel with the crease both ways from the center of the cell out. And also, I'll show that again. So the initial end where you started, you want to have the torch on the bit that's already shrunk. So I'll show what I mean there, and I'll do this. I'm going on the detail here now. So when I heat the cell like this, I know it's heating the cell, and you're probably wondering, oh, it's just heating it, but if you want them perfect, right? So see now the way, if I come on here and hit this cell at this crease, from this end and work my way in, you'll notice the difference. You'll see it in the shrink wrap. So you want to be working from this end of the cell out, and you see nothing. See what I mean? But if I start here now and work my way in, which I'm not going to do, you'll see the slight wee mark. Pushing on the ends, quick flush. So the hot air gun set at 320 degrees. So we're nearly done here, aren't we? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. Did I give us a rub? So it's vital here that you work on the crease first if you want a neat seal, a neat wrap. I'll demonstrate what I'm been done bad here. Let me see. So if I get a wrap now, right? This is a good one. This is a good seal, right? So just remember, I'll sit that here. So I'll demonstrate doing a bad seal here. A bad wrap. So say now, right, if I decide to get the heat gun and I go on here from the side, right, and I go like this, and I go, and I start going like this, and moving it on here, and working my way on this way. Look, you can see the wee bumps, and we're now left with a line and a pile of bumps and humps. So I'll just show that. So that's why I'm saying there's a proper way to do these. So I'll heat this the way I've done the other ones. I can cut this off again if I want to, but I will. Okay, so I'll try and show this now in the camera, right? I don't know if you'll see it. Right, so see if you look at my seal there, and you look at this one that I just done. What do we see? I'll get up. So you can see here. So see if you look at the seal on the left. Right, don't know, do we see where it is now? There, look. You see the way you can see it all rumply and wrinkly, but the one on the side's perfect. There, look. So no matter how much you heat that, it won't come out. It won't come out. So I'll cut that off later on. These are the cells I'm interested in here. So I'm only interested in the cells that you see beside the black. I will do a wee discussion before I finish up here. I might put some of the cells into the capsule. Now that I've got them all completed nearly. So try not to wrinkle it too, because you will see it, believe it or not. If you want them perfect, that is. When you're opening them, they're kind of hard to open sometimes, tricky even. And if you leave them with a wee crease in them, you'll see the crease even though how much you heat them in the end. So flushing wholesale now again. So these wraps are important to isolate the cell grips. Not so much the cells and parallels between the different grips themselves. And I have 20 cell grips, well, 10 on each bank. Pushing on the ends, pushing on the ends. That's sticking to my leg. Must be hot, that plate. Try not to burn the paws. It's kind of dark in this room. Pushing on the positive pole here, make sure it's flat. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're well over the halfway point. Well over it now. Thanks to last night. Everybody keeps saying, they build e-bike yet, they build e-bike yet. No, there's too many projects on. No matter what I'm doing, I always have a bit of stainless steel beside me. As you can see. Pushing on the end of the sails too. Making sure that that shrink wrap is pulled in. Because these sails need to sit like this. Pushing on the end of the sail, meaning the positive pole, flushing the whole sail. Working on the crease to the middle to the outside. And remember, I'm doing this for a reason, so they're not rough like this one. Nine, 10 sails left out of 200. I'll be glad when they're done. Oh, we need to burn the fingers here. So at the end there, you can probably see I got the positive pole in order to be pushed down. So you're not shorted out because the manufacturer has like a wrap on the cell, but also an insulator or barrier between it. The positive pole and the outer shield there, the shell. So 9 left to do here. This plate's getting hot. Hot, hot. Oh, watch the fingers, Jeffy. Perfecto. You see this lip on the plate? It's sort of containing all the heat. And that's why I have it aimed out that way. The plate's getting hot. So you can see there now, we're getting pucker at them. Seven left to do, and I'll do a wee demonstration. Why not? This broken nail keeps getting stuck in there. Just let me do the 7 cells, and I'm done. So working to the negative pole first, negative end of the cell, so that it doesn't pull away when I go to do this end, the positive pole. I'm not going to say we're cutting it fine at the end, but there's less of a covering at this end and there's more at the positive pole. We want that. Pushing down on the ends, making sure they are flat because they can turn. They can like come up all like this. With the heat being applied to them. Talking about right at the edge there. And if they're coming uphill, it means they'll interfere with the barley washers, the insulators that I have to attach. So with 6 cells left to do, so 194 done, is that right? Not about just throwing out those shields. So working, not starting in the crease, working from this end of the cell and feathering it out so you don't see any imperfections. Final runs, just holding it down and giving it a wee touch at the end again. 5 cells. So we need to have 60 black done. No, sorry, 80 black. Pushing down the end. Four left to do. Battery pack will be built soon. Pushing down on both ends. Perfect. 3 left to do. I think the black looked the nicest, to be honest. I've only got 2 of them, so I'll need to get another one. I used it there for the rough demonstration. Pushing down on the positive pole, positive end. Okay, we'll start in this end and I'll move these ones down here. So these ones are just all spare now. That yellow one had a wee small dinge in it. To be honest, I don't even know if the phone's still on. I might be talking to myself here. Pushing down on the ends of the sail. Okay, so I need another wrap. So let me get one here. So we have look. Hey, do you know something? I'm never going to use them. There must be 1,000 in there because like there's 100 there. I ordered far too many as usual. So we just need one black to finish this. But that's set out again. Hi there, XTRMAs is Bury. Rage. Thanks for watching, everyone. Okay, so and thanks for subscribing. I'm going to sit down again here and not block this camera. Oh, did I cut myself open that screw? Right. Who wants to hear it? The final cell. The final wrap. Pushing down on the end of the sail. I'll just discuss this for the last couple of seconds here. The last sail. So working from the middle of the crease to the outside, both ends, and then the same goes for the crease to the other side. And I forget now where I finished. You can't even see the crease now, that's a problem. But as I demonstrated, if you don't do it that way, you're going to have it looking rough like this, with the crease up, it going wiggly waggly too, depending on the way you hit it with heat. You want to have the torch running parallel to the crease at all times. Working on the middle of the cell to the outside, turning the cell, starting at the other end, working to the outside, and you'll see nothing then. So, okay everyone, hello, I meant to let that cool down. I want it to cool down itself. That's me, 200 cells. Right, I'm going to demonstrate the capsule. I'll let that thing cool down, right? So we have 60 green, 60 yellow, 80 black. And we have a pint of spare here, so I'm going to put them into the box here. That thing will stop in 2 seconds, it's just cooling down. So them air cells here, look, there's nothing wrong with them. Apart from a wee small dent in that one. Like I'm talking, you don't even see it. You only see it because I put on that shiny wrap. I don't know what happened to it. So obviously I want to put these ones back in the box because I don't want them getting dented. But there's 30 spare cells there. Or sorry, 26. So yeah, I'm going to cut that one off with a knife first. If I can find the knife. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, right, is I'm going to get the capsule and I'm going to place the cells into the capsule. So I want to just demonstrate how thick these wraps are without cutting the wrap underneath, the genuine wrap. Because this one was put on rough just to demonstrate on this live stream. When I say rough, just a wee bit wrinkly because I didn't apply the heat the way I would like to have applied it, the way all them 200 cells were done. So this wrap is thick, acting as an additional barrier for what I need for my design that I'm building here, my pack. So thanks for watching everyone, but I'm not finished yet. I'm going to now do a demonstration of the capsule here, right? So what I'll do is I'll maybe set it on the sofa, right? I'll try and get everything in view here. I'll do my best. Right, so there we have the cells, right? Let me just rev this place up a bit first. Okay, so here we have the capsule, right? I'll move this stuff. And there we have my plans. I'll take that knife away in case I cut my finger open. I'll get the one behind the sofa. Okay. So what I'll do now is just do a wee quick discussion, and I'll put some of the cells into the capsule, right? So, okay, so here's the plans for my bike that I created. So what we have here is the left bank, left hand side. So that's telling me that's the middle of my pack. So that's the left bank. Hold on to get this right. Sorry, that's where my left leg will be on the bike. So that's the left bank, left hand side. Then we have the inside of the bank, which is the center of the frame. So that's the center of the bike, looking at it there now, right? And then what we have is another battery bank, identical to that one, placed into the frame. And what this capsule does here is it mimics my bike frame to very high precision, because I've designed it to be high precision. So it just mocks the bike frame, and it keeps the cells all nice and uniform and nice and straight and perpendicular to each other, to the frame. let's say I was to draw a plane up the center of the bike. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know anything about 3D modeling, let's say I had a plane up the middle of the bike, that I want those cells to sit perpendicular to that plane, or to the crank on the bike or anything, the axles. I want the cells sitting straight. I don't want them up and down and every way. So if I was to place the cells into the bike frame is curved. You're just never going to get it perfect. So this is the reason I built the capsule, designed this capsule, or done it this way. So what I'm going to do now, right, is I'm going to start loading the capsule with cells, but I'm hoping it doesn't fall this way. So I'm just going to do maybe 3 grips to explain why I've selected these different colors here, the green, yellow, and black. So the first cell grip here is at the bottom, where 0 volts will be taken off, right? So this is one of the terminals from my pack. And the other terminal will be at the other pack, which is this one. So seen down here, so 72 volts. So remember, it's basically two 36 volts batteries and series. So this series connection, obviously there's loads of series connections here between the grips. But at the top of the pack here, there will be a series connection linking the 2 packs together. I need to make sure that's rated for my, obviously, discharge current, which it will be. But I'm not going to get onto that yet. I'm only talking about the configuration for the meantime. Okay. So we're going to start configuring this pack now, setting the cells out in the grips where I want them to be, using the pack and using these plans and using the color configurations that I've just created, right? So we're going to start off and we're going to place 10 cells in here, but with the negative poles, negative terminal facing out. So 10 matching this. So the capsule now is just doing, like, that's me loading up my bike frame, only it's keeping the cells nice and straight, nice and uniform to each other. So if you look at this now, there's 4 cells in this first grip, but it doesn't have one this way. It has one, what do I see? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so there we have it. We have a first grip built. So what I'll do, right, is when I go to build my pack, I will be gluing the cells. And in the center of the pack, or the gap up the inside of the cells here, you can see that they aren't tight together because that's the way I've got it designed to be. So I'm going to be, there's going to be copper buzz bars in this, but there will be ventilation through the pack. So they're obviously it's not going to heat up. There's not going to be any high temperatures in the center. Okay, so that's the plan here. This is the experiment that I'm doing, that I decided to do. So, I'm going to keep building here. Do you want to bring the camera down lower so you can see exactly everything? What do I see here? I'll try and do my best here without tumbling it. So I'm going to start now with grip 2, right? And then I'm going to move on to grip 3. She's sitting all wonky. Hello. Right. Right, so we have grip 1 done, right? So if anybody has any questions, just ask me and I'll explain, right? Because I know there's a lot of interested people on here tonight, and I don't usually get that, to be honest. That's a big change. So we have grip 1 now, right? So grip 1 is at this point where my thumb is. Grip 2 starts here, and that corresponds to the plans of my pack. Would I get them here? So here we have the plans of my pack. So the color on this diagram corresponds to this configuration. Okay, so this is grip 1, string 1. So string 1, string 2, string 3. Do you see there with the black marks on there? And that's a copper buzz bar. So this is my copper buzz bars that will be cut out for the bike. There will be 2 sets identical for the 2 packs, obviously, because there's bank 1, bank 2, linked in series. So I'm just going to move on now with the cells. So I don't have a black highlighter. I don't even think you get a black highlighter because it would be very stupid if you did get one. So purple is black, right? Black cells. Okay. I'm now going to move on to yellow because I've got yellow cells. Obviously, I just coated them. So we're going to put 10 yellow in now to match the configuration, but that will be the second string. Okay. But the series connection is not on this side. Sorry, give me a second. This is the right hand bank, by the way. So the series connection is between the first string and the second string, the black, well, I'm calling it black. The black cells and the yellow cells is at this end. And if you look at it, you can see it there going uphill. There, at that point. So that is our series connection there. If I was to put an X there, that is that copper buzz bar, okay? So that copper buzz bar will handle the series current. So I'm going to keep our left here now with the capsule, because the capsule's very, very precise and people just want to see it. So what I need to do now is I need to configure my second, or set in my I can't obviously place this second string of cells in because we have nothing to work off. So I have to start working on group number 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to start loading up group 3 and 4 before I can start building up this string. Okay, second string, because you have nothing for the cells to rest against. And we want to keep this honeycomb effect with see the black areas between the cells there. Them gaps is important for this build. I don't want the cells. You're going to hear people going, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't have you have to use spacers because the cells is going to be touching each other and all this." Okay, I would understand what they're saying when if they're talking about something like this, but my cells aren't configured. They're not set in this way. They're set in with a gap in the middle. 10 mil square approx. So then you'll be thinking, oh, well, the copper buzz bars is going to be covering the holes. Well, it's not going to be covering the holes because I'm going to be creating the copper buzz bars. It's all my design. This is a one-off unique pack. It's different from, it's my way, and it's just different. So here we go. I'm going to start loading this up now. I'll set this here. No, you know what? I'll just have to hold on to it. So we have to work on the third string. So the third string is orange. So the green is orange, right? So just keep that in mind. Green is orange. So I need to now make sure that I have the polarity set right here. So I have to have this one in here, this one in here. So the purple is black, remember, right? So I need to have a positive pole facing out this way and a positive one facing out this way, okay? And then I can start working again now on the third string because I have somewhere to set the cell. So that's where I will glue that cell. But remember, I will be using minimal amount of glue here. I won't be layering these gaps with glue. There's not going to be much glue holding these cells together. Just enough strong bond. So I'll keep her lit. So now I can start working on my second string here, which is yellow. And it actually is yellow because I've got yellow. So remember, a positive cell facing out here. We can put 2 in because we've got somewhere for the cell to sit against, which is the frame of the bike, by the way. This piece of stainless steel matches the frame of the bike to very high precision. Within, I don't know, 0.05 of a mil, right? So again, these green cells is a spare, forget about them, right? So I'm going to go now and get more. So this is completely different from the last day out. It's far easier. You can see the difference using the 2 configurations. So now I can start working on this group again, which is group number 4, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are now down the plans here to group number 4, which is this purple, which is the black cells, remember, right? So I'll start putting the black cells in. And what this stainless plate is doing here is raising the cell above the little the extruded part on the bike, the little boss that holds the battery, or sorry, not the battery pack, the drinking bottle on the bike. The reason I didn't want to grind them down is because I didn't want to interfere with the bike, because the bike was too expensive. It was £1,500, and I could have removed them professionally without even touching the frame. It's left the silver bit. I could have painted it, but I just decided to do this because it's not going to matter about them being in there, because I've raised them enough to allow a wee bit of room between the cell and the little boss extruded part. Okay, so continuing on now with a green cell again, because the green is orange, remember? So I'm working on group number 3, isn't it? Yes, the green is 3. Now I can preload another yellow because I've got something to work off. So it's important that I have something to work off before I can place a cell into the pack. So each cell will be glued in two places, by the way, if I didn't mention that. I don't think I mentioned that before. So I'll keep her lit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last cell for that pack will sit here, or for that grip will sit here, second grip. But obviously I can't put it in until I build these ones up. So I'll keep it lit. I'll keep her lit. This is not sitting on a flat surface, by the way. This capsule is designed to sit the way it sits on the bike. It's not far off, but it's not plumb at the minute, if you know what I mean. So it's sitting on a quilt, but it's sitting too high at the nose. So it is. It's sitting up like a I don't know what. So I'll just continue on here and I'll hold the plans. If anybody has any questions, let me know and I'll answer them. So now I can place in another cell for group number 3, which is the orange, and we need another green cell. Is that right? That's wrong, isn't it? So I'll need another black one in there. Positive facing out, and then we can go there. So does that make sense? Yeah, that's right. And there we have 2 grips complete, 2 strings complete. First string and second strings complete. So if you count the cells in there now as 10, there'll be no copper plate between these 2 grips, but at the back side there will be. And that back side will be the first string and the second string joined together. And this is the, what pack's that? That's not right. So this is right. So we're working on the right bank now. The left bank, as you can see, it's a mirror image of this bank, if that makes sense. Yeah, so left bank, it's been a while since I've done these. Yeah, so the 2 banks are not identical. The configuration of the cells, but the plates are different because they're a mirror image of each other. So I just never, sorry, I got that wrong at the start there. It says that they're identical, but as you can see, if I have this like this, the terminal will be coming out round where the crank to pedal is, 72 volts on the left side and 0 volts at the side. But the 2 sets of plates are still identical, only I'll have them in different positions. So inside the middle of the pack is basically me opening this, and I'll have an insulator in the inside here. Roughly maybe a 3mm fibre board or something. What I see, I might have something here to show you. So that's a bit of copper I use for something. Obviously I won't be using that. But something like a board up the middle, along with the barley paper or whatever, but it'll be an insulator. Obviously so 2 packs don't touch each other. It won't be very deep, but it will be deep enough because I don't want the packs too far spread apart. Because at the minute, I think, I don't even remember now, but I think them cells is 70mm or something long. I don't want to be taking that pack too wide. So obviously it's going to be at least 150. But let's say if I decided down the road to go, oh no, I'm not making a double pack. Well, that wouldn't work because the battery pack's only configured to 36 volts. So I have to keep this plan in my head of building the 50 ampere to 36 volts in series. So I'm going to keep her lit here a minute yet, but there's the plans. So we have black, so purple's black, yellow is yellow cells. So yellow cells to there, and what color is the orange is the green, okay? So I'm going to continue here with group number 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is the purple, the 4th string, and there we have it. I can't build nothing else here until I start building this pack again. Sorry, this group. I keep saying pack. So I have to continue with group or string 4. So we have, if I go back to, I don't even know why I'm looking at that. If I go back to this right bank again, right, and I look at the configuration here at the bottom, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, I can already tell now that I've jumped the gun and I've went too much with the black because on my plans it's telling me the black only goes up in 2 rows. So I need to take these ones out again. But I can't take them ones out again. I have to if I take a cell out now, these cells up the top, sorry. If I take these cells out, this cell out now to replace it with a yellow, well I'll try it. So yellow has to be negative pole facing out. So what do you see if I can do this about the whole thing tumbling? I can. There we go. So we have it. So I'll just obviously when I'm doing this, I probably will do a live stream on it. But if I wasn't doing a live stream, I would be concentrating much more, if you can understand. So I can work on the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So remember, I'm not just putting these cells in and thinking, oh, are they going to fit? I know they're going to fit because this is all done on the bike already. And where you see these cells sitting in this capsule is where the cells sit in the bike frame. Okay, so I'm not just chancing my arm here. I know that them cells is going to fit in there now without hitting the shock or the frame of the bike. So we have 10, this first grip, second grip. It actually looks really well, doesn't it? For the colours being on it, I have to admit, like, it looks really well, and it's good for teaching or, demonstrating here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I can't place the finest cell on string 4, which is the purple grip seen here, because I have nothing to work off. So I also can't do no more with string number, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I have nothing to work off. So I have to start working on string number 6, which is the orange. So what color did I choose for orange? The green. So I'll just build it here. So positive pole facing out on string number, what number is it? Couldn't be on 6 already, Must be on string 6 already, am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Right, we'll keep our lip anyway. Hey. So I can go back to 5 again and place in a yellow cell. And stop, I can tell already that something's 1, 2, 3, that's right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See what I mean? It looks really good, but it looks identical to my drawing. But the problem is the whole capsule's sitting back because I've got it sitting on the bench there. You know what I mean? It's sitting back. I'd prefer it sitting that way, to be honest, because I don't want it falling forward. Obviously, when I go to do this, I'll be doing it on a flat bench. So thanks for watching, everyone, and also thanks to the ones that liked the video. I really appreciate it. It just shows me that people likes the content, so thank you. So now we're working on string number, what color is it? Go back to my original plans. The green is the orange. So we have string 6. So I'll be working on, if I go back to my plans here, I can now see that the configuration that I've set moving into 3 rows rather than going up in 2s. It's just the best configuration for what the layout on the bike there. Okay. So we have 4 cells on the string 7. Is it string 7? No, the orange. Sorry, the orange is string 6. I'll just confirm that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 4 cells at the bottom of the green facing out. Or sorry. Hold on. Mixing up now. Now I'm wrong. 2 there. So I need to start working on string number 7. So that should be black. Let me get this right here. Let me get this right. 1, 2, 3. Put 1 on there. Yellow. We need another yellow. And then we can now work back on string number 6. You get me? But now I can continue on now on string number 7. But I've got the cell on the wrong way, right? Hold on. So obviously when I build the pack, I'll be much more concentrated. I'm just doing a live stream here now at the minute, and I will build it if people want me to build it on the live stream. I'll do it. I'll build the 2 of them, if people want me to. So it's getting quite obviously heavy now. So if we're now on string number 7, because see the purple here? The purple is the black in the capsule, okay? So we're going to now place in this one. And we're going to place in this one. And now we're going to work back on string number 6, which is the green. We're going to go uphill to finish it. And now we're going to go back to string number 7, because we've got somewhere to let the cells rest against, to where they will be glued. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Boom, that's too high, so that's not in the right place. And the reason I know that cell's not in the right place is because it's sitting above the stainless plate. So what do I get a look at it here? 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't know what's going on there. I think it's because of the whole pack, the capsule's lying back. One, two, three, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm too high. So I shouldn't have that cell up there. What am I doing? Just right, back to the yellow. I'm just going to load her up here, right? So why not? So making sure the cells is running the right way here. I have to say, it looks pretty, doesn't it? You're never going to see them, but there we go. There we have it, people. I got it right in the end. So yeah, looks good. So I can now work on that yellow grip, that yellow string, which is number 8 string. Okay, so we have number 8 string here in the yellow. The orange will be the green, and the purple will be the black to finish it. But if I try now, right, and if I try, when I get this sitting up, and load these cells up to this point, right, especially when the capsule is lying back, because that capsule should be sitting like this, okay, on a flat bench. But it's sitting there now. Hold on, I might go for it. Do you want me? Why not? We'll try it. We'll try it. Right. Okay. So, going back to my configuration, right? What are we looking for here? We're looking to have another row. So imagine now, right, when I'm building this, these cells are going to be glued. So there's going to be no head pressure pushing down. So when I'm talking about head pressure, if you look up here at the top, we have more cells. We have a row of 3 up here pushing down on these here. So there's nothing going to be holding these cells up here. So but you probably can tell there when I'm on. I'm not going to go any further. Hold on, I think. I can go orange, I can go green, and I can go. That's right there on me, right? Okay, I can go. Not a yellow. Hold on. I can go green. That's in the wrong place. Jeffrey. So we've got 4 and 5. This one will be green. This one will be green. 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 Okay, this is getting heavy at the front. So, I hopefully you enjoyed there what I was doing, what I demonstrated. So the plans are there, configured and all. This is my first step, right? So imagine when I go to design a pack, this is my first step. Is getting the circuit laid out, the configuration, what amp hour I'm going to get from a pack. I have to work out the connections for the pack, what the pack needs to be rated for. I need to work out the voltage obviously first. I need to do all this and configure the pack. But then to get it inside a frame like this, as perfect as what I've done here, is you know, it's not as easy as building that pack. That's a square box. You know what I mean? But that's it, everyone. I'm going to finish here. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks to Genuine, and also thanks to the other ones. Not saying anymore, but I know the video tonight got a lot of support. So thank you, and also goodbye. I really appreciate it. Till January, I'll see you later. Bye. Another video this weekend of more extraordinary projects.